steaming up my glasses. Good morning, Karoo. It is the 27th of March. I believe it's a Wednesday. And this is a recap of what we did yesterday. Also, you have put up a couple of videos recently, and I'm going to respond to those sort of at the end of this after I go through what's going on with the house, because there's actually quite a bit to talk about. We had a busy day yesterday, and I suspect we're going to have a busy day today as well, which is good. It means things are getting done a little bit. So actually, the first thing I want to talk about is not something having to do with the house, but Sarah has a book coming out on Friday, the 29th. It's The Admirable Physician, which is the 16th book in the Gareth and Gwen Medieval Mystery series. And when we went for a walk up at Mynydda Dref, or Conwy Mountain, she talked about it. I took a video of her talking about it, and so I cut that together yesterday. And it's always funny, I think of the videos as not taking very long to make for her, and like especially one like that is quick and easy because she talked and then I just cut it together. But yeah, it took me about 6 hours yesterday to cut everything together and get it done. And it's always like the final little details that take extra time. But yeah, so I did that yesterday, finished it kind of early afternoon. And just about the time I finished it, Sarah was writing in the morning, worked on her writing, which she's been doing every day, which I also haven't mentioned. And then she actually got upstairs and cleaned the front large bedroom on the top floor. And this is the one that has a bunch of twin beds in it. I think of it as sort of the bunk room for kids. And so she actually worked on cleaning that while I was finishing up the video. And I had planned on getting up there and helping her, but it's like I said, I render the video and then I see things I have to tweak, and then you have to re-render, and that always takes a lot of time, even though it's not a lot of work. So anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you all this, but that's what I did yesterday. And so just about the time she's up there cleaning, the doorbell rings and people start delivering packages. And so one of the things that we talked about actually when we talked to Craig about incorporating her writing sort of into the house was, and we'd sort of talked about this in the past as well, was getting copies of her books in the house. And so she ordered a bunch of them were on sale. So she ordered a complete set of her After Kill Mary series, and those arrived. In addition, the 26 prints of photographs that we ordered last week all arrived. So before I even managed to get upstairs to help her with cleaning the bedroom, she came downstairs, and this was, 1 or 1:30 in the afternoon. And then we jumped right into inventorying all the prints. We collected all the picture frames through the house and brought them down here. We cleaned them all, and then we have a spreadsheet with all of the prints. There's, like I said, 26 prints, and then I have the order from Whitewall, which is the company I bought them from. And actually, I'm super happy with the way they shipped them. And how quickly they got here and the quality of the prints. I think looks really nice. I'm really happy with everything. So we went through and inventoried all of them and made sure they're all the right sizes. Then we went and pulled all the picture frames off the walls and brought them in here, and we cleaned them all, which they needed. And measured the sizes and sorted them so that we had the picture frames for the pictures, which we ordered specifically. Then we started actually from the smallest to the largest, taking out the existing pictures and putting in the new prints. So I ended up getting 7 of those done, which I was pretty happy with now, and feeling like we made good progress on that. Now, in addition, during the day, we managed to secure the space we needed to get the scaffolding delivered. However, they're delivering the scaffolding today rather than yesterday. Today's as early as they could do it. So we put out the chairs. They are not red velvet chairs. They are green garden chairs, plastic garden chairs. And what we did was we parked our car one space from sort of the end, and then there's sidewalk, which they can actually pull the trailer up on a little bit. So we didn't have to take 3 full spaces. We took 2 spaces, and you get kind of an extra half space with that. And so Sarah went out and measured it and sent a picture to Carl, and they said, yeah, that would work. We also did go and talked to our 2 neighbors who run bed and breakfasts, and they were super supportive. Jan, who is the one who was not happy about the garbage out in front of the house, Sarah talked to her and apologized, and she was like, oh, that's okay. That's what you have to do when you have stuff like this. And she'd seen it, and she figured that was what was going on, and that's fine. So even though we stole a parking space for probably a full day, both Jan and Neil, who runs Karamanai, were supportive. So that wasn't an issue, which is great. Let's see. Oh, the crew, you asked specifically about securing someone to clean the place. You know, within an hour of the person who we thought was going to clean the place canceling on us, Sarah had found somebody else online. She's going to stop by Friday, and we're going to talk to her about the possibility of her doing it. So we'll see how that goes. I think one of the important things for us, as you said, is that we talk to this person and we make sure that, I mean, it's not that they can't cancel on us, but they can give us some notice since we're not going to be here, so that we don't get somebody canceling sort of at the last second and leaving us with a need for a cleaner and not having it done. So I think that's something we'll have to talk about with the person and say, hey, you know, we don't want a contract or anything, but can you assure us that, you know, you're going to give us a month of time to line up somebody else to take over if you're not going to be able to do this. So that's where we are. Oh, here comes Sarah. She's about to go running. Karu mentioned that he wanted to see Sarah in focus because yesterday morning when I put her in the in the picture, she wasn't in focus. So come around here, Sarah, so you can be in focus on this. I'm going a little early this morning, so she hasn't gone for her run yet.
Yes.
But
less sweaty, maybe less awake.
Yes.
Yes. But here.
But anyway, there you go. You got your in focus, Sarah. The couple more things from yesterday. I know I'm already at 10, 11 minutes here, but the first was that we contacted a locksmith who's going to come by today, and we're going to talk about replacing and servicing the locks in the house and figure out, you know, what we need to do with that gentleman. And finally, I had a nice conversation with Craig yesterday, who continues to do probably more work than we're doing on our house. But Craig helped me set up, or basically he set up Google Analytics for the website. And so we got online and did that together. Managed to, I think I told you this before, but claim Isvrin as a business on Google. And there was some hiccup there where I made a bunch of changes, and then Google reverted them back to the previous listing. And I went back and made them again, and it seems to have propagated through now. So that's good. So yeah, that's what we've got. We've got a busy day today. Actually, we were supposed to go visit Margaret today again and have lunch with her. Or actually, we're going to pick her up and bring her here. But as things turned out, we've got a number of things happening today, which I'll talk about tomorrow, that we just had to cancel. So we push that back a little bit. So now that's basically everything going on with the house. But Karu, you had some things in your video that that you asked about, and I want to talk about those. First of all, you were mocking me for showing more pictures of linens, but let me tell you, there are linens coming, and you can't escape pictures of linens. There will be more linens. Maybe not today, but there will come a day when there are more linens. I watched both of your videos that you'd put up, the one of you doing a cold soak, which was really nice, other than the end when you stood very close to the camera in front of it. That was not my favorite shot, but you know, that happens sometimes, I guess. Your video yesterday was enjoyable as well. I am interesting, you know, like for a while you were doing some really in-depth money pit videos, and I wouldn't mind seeing that. The sheetrocking that you posted in the last of those looked really nice, but kind of a little update of where you are on that would be great. You asked about the small bathrooms in Europe and the UK and mocked Americans, but let me just say that my black and blue and red toe, which may in fact be broken. I don't know. It's pretty painful. But I mean, it's not debilitatingly painful, and it's, you know, the second toe, so it's from the end, so it's kind of protected there. That's because of the small bathroom. I got out of the shower and I was drying myself off, and I lost my balance just slightly, and I kicked the little raceway for the plumbing, and broke my toe. So small bathroom, there you go. That's why in America we need huge bathrooms, because we don't want to break our toes. That's all there is to it. Let's see, I already talked about the scaffolding and the cleaner, and you talked about your swimming and all of the swims that you've got lined up over the next few months, and this may or may not be related, but I feel like maybe, and I'm curious your take on this, that, you know, going to Estonia and participating in that swimming event kind of reinvigorated your love of swimming and going to events. And I realize these things go in cycles, where you go to a bunch of events, kind of get burned out on them, you know, and then you take some time off, and then you go back to another event. And I think I may be reading between the lines here, but the enjoyment of the social aspect of the event that you went to in Estonia, I know you planned some of these before that event, but may have reinvigorated you, meaning that you're now going to spend an enormous amount of time in the pool getting in shape so you can compete in these events, and then lose to the one NCAA Division I swimmer who is also in your age group, or former NCAA Division I swimmer who will beat you. The one guy who's faster than you. Anyway, I'm glad you're doing that. It looks like a lot of fun. I think it's going to be interesting to see how the Caribbean swim goes. I watched a clip of a guy talking about the Naiad docudrama that has recently come out, and basically talking about, you know, Diana Naiad and how unliked she is in the swimming community, how controversial she is, and it was interesting, you know, to watch that and see, you know, and basically in that video they put together multiple clips of her let's say, at least embellishing the truth, where she changes her story all the time and she says stuff to get attention that isn't really true. And it does lead to concerns about her crossing and exactly how it worked and whether or not it, counts. So I thought that was interesting, but I'm already way too long here. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'll talk to you more tomorrow.